trading has to mean more to you than it means to yourself. It has to be something else that you're drawing into. People talk about when to become profitable, when did it take, when did it happen. People want to talk about how you become it. People want to talk about what strategy you need to do to become profitable. I think just looking at the bare bones of things, or just looking at the entire thing of trading, looking at the probability and all this stuff like that, it comes with a level of no more strategies and stuff like that. Not That has nothing to do with anything, because every strategy works. Every strategy has win rate, and honestly, if you're consistently taking the same type of trades and stuff like that, which is a whole nother conversation. But I think it's just the mentality what people have to take it to another level, and it doesn't mean everything for you. And if it doesn't mean everything for you, you're not holding up to the standard. You're not going to hold it up to be the person that you need to be. And the thing is that you want to become the person you need to be without really you're trying to become this person, but you are that person. And this step one is like, for a prime example, you want to be disciplined. You want to be disciplined. Discipline means taking the correct trades, taking the trades that you know is going to be the most profitable. You're not going to win every single trade, but you want to take the most trades that give you the most probability. You want to make sure you are not over trading. You want to make sure that you're risking the good amount, or the amount that you set for according to your plan, and all that stuff, which in twine, you're going to be like, over time, you're going to be making some subtle changes where it's like, maybe you want to risk a little more, or maybe you're going to take a different idea of how you're trading, which is your strategy. But the bare bones is being disciplined when, like, hey, I'm trading way too much, or I need to be more disciplined in X, Y, and Z. And that is just going to have to be something. If it means more to you, like literally it means more than you, then you're going to start trying to tell yourself you got to get out your way. Getting out of your way, being more disciplined, is going to be starting to become one person. When I take a trade, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. This is what's going to happen. It's not I need to become it. Is I am it. Like, you go arrive. You already arrive. You can say your emotions. Whereas like it starts becoming like, I don't have to remind you to breathe. Right? You've been breathing this entire time. It's because it's part of your living. It's just part of your lifestyle, and it needs to be not something you remember to do and make it like to-do list. It just needs to be part of you. I'll give you another prime example. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Tuesday. It was price action that was looking terrible. And my rule is, if 5 minutes not looking clean, 5 minutes is wicking, which is the candles of the candles are not closing consistently within one way of form. Basically, if we're wicking back and forth, I'm on a 5 minute. I can't take a trade. And I didn't take a trade. And if I did, I would absolutely got cooked. But I didn't take a trade, and I waited for the candle to start showing me displacement, all that good stuff. And here's the thing: I started to like, I was really proud of myself. I didn't take those trade in that 9:30, 9:45 opening, when the price was chopping. And I asked myself, I was like, proud of myself. I was like, man, that's great. I did that. And honestly, truthfully, I shouldn't be proud of myself. I shouldn't. That I had that emotion that I was proud of myself, but I was like, you know what? That's just business. That is just business. Like basketball, if you go down fast break and make a layup, like, that's just business. Like, it's nothing I need. I should be smiling back and forth that I made a layup. Like, you was open, you made a layup, good job, and move on to the next. Like, it's just part of you. Like, I shouldn't be congratulating you make a layup. You should be congratulating yourself that you followed rules. It should just be part of you. And I think my thing, for me personally, what was happening was like, I'll try to congratulate myself for following my rules, but then when you break the rules, it's that much more a nuance. Because like, if you break rules, then what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like a feeling or a lack of something. It's just like, but breathing and all the other things that are just part of you is so instilled that you're going to do what you're supposed to be doing. It just becomes like another version of, not another version of you, but it's just become part of you. And so it's nothing for you to congratulate. It's nothing for you to take away. It's just you're here, which is taking good trades. It has to be to the point where it's like, it's no more bad trading. It's no more of this and that. I'm trying to get to the point where me personally, I would say only me personally, it's not even that I take bad trades or that, or let me say this correctly. It's not even that I take a lot of bad trades or a revenge trade. It is me personally. My problem has been, I won't risk enough that I know I should be risking. So that's something I've been trying to be disciplined. Like, I'm disciplined in taking the right risk, right? I need to put more leveraging more, basically. I need to put more on there because I am trying to do X, Y, and Z. So it's like if I identify this is a good trade, I identify X, Y, and Z, then this is my risk. And then this is the trade I'm taking. This is how much I'm risking. And that's something I'm trying to get disciplined in because it works both ways, being offense and defense, right? So I want to make sure I'm doing a good job being on offense and I'm doing a good job of being defense. I don't need, one to be the other. So that's something I'm working on, and I want it just become a thing, and that's something that I have to like congratulate myself. It just becomes something else you want to be. So that's another way people become profitable and stuff like that. I think people, before we talk about these specific strategies and stuff like that, that's just a mindset, right? That's just a mindset that's changing. Another thing, the idea of emotions start to shift if trading becomes more than yourself because you start getting out of your own way. Emotions. I think people think we're robots, we're just humans like everybody else. You have the feeling of overtrading, but just specifically greed. You have the specific of the emotions of I didn't do good enough. That kind of I kind of talked about a little bit earlier in the video. That lack of and these feelings, right? If this is trading and this is what you're doing, then it's got to be more a mechanical approach. I don't like you're gonna have feelings, but if you stick to the point where this is bigger than you and this me guide me more than you, then you really can't be stuck on the feelings, right? What do I need to do to follow my rules? X, Y, and Z. What do I need to do with risk? This is how you need risk. This is how it has to be. It's not. It leaves the emotions of fearful out in the lack of because the FOMO. Because if it's not your strategy and your strategy is part of you, then if you don't see your strategy, you're like, I can't take that. If I can't take that, then why am I having FOMO? Like I can't. I like it's you know what I mean. Is where's the FOMO coming from? The only reason you would have FOMO of it is because you're allowing yourself to tell yourself that I should have been my rules to take that trade. So that's why you're having that feeling of FOMO. But if you told yourself and you was locked in, and this is part of you, that if you can't follow, if you follow your rules in that trade that you let go by wasn't part of your rules, where the FOMO it starts to like relieve itself because it's like there's no FOMO. There was no trade for me. Now, maybe for X, Y, and Z, maybe go on social media, maybe they took something that's good, great, that's great for them. But for you, and then what you back testing, when you're setting your plan, we market shifted too high or too low, X, Y, and Z. We didn't have a liquidity sweep to your liking. That's your trading system. Where's the FOMO coming out of you following your plans? And that's where again, right? That's where it's like it gets to the point where it's like where you having FOMO, and it takes that away and emotions again, bad trading and stuff like that. Getting late in the move and stuff like that. I can't take it. I just can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. And then you have these certain rules. It's like the FOMO starts to. It's not the first time. The first days and the first weeks is kind of like you still have that feeling, but the feeling gets less and less and less the more consistently you start following your plans because it's like over time, when you start seeing the profitability side of it, the account growing, and whatever the case may be, that starts just being your motivation. Not saying the account is growing and that'd be like you focus on the money, but the process. You start really just focusing on the process and trying your best to enjoy the process instead of looking at every single trade and every single session that you could win and lost and all that good stuff. I'm here, I'm arrived, I'm taking trade today, I'm taking good trade, and I'm going to take the best of my ability, but I'm also going to follow my plans, and it's just going to be part of me. It's going to be a part of my day. It's not something that I should be, not understanding who I am or who I'm going to become when I get to the charts. I should already have that locked down, sealed, pattern, all that good stuff should be already locked in before the trade day even started. And that's how it helps you, again, obtain profitability and things like that. That I am learning, that I'm going through and I'm doing and implementing in real time. So that's something I kind of been knowing and noting as I've been trading. The last thing I would say that will help you, you talk looking at profitability, looking at trading, making trading mean more to you so you can become profitable or you having that mental shift is believing yourself. You simply just going to have to believe in yourself to the point where it's like, I believe in, maybe you could say you believe in your strategy, but more just believing yourself. Again, it comes to the higher power. You believe in God and having that be your like source of like, hey, this is, I'm on this course, this is what I want to do, and this is what I believe. But it has to come from somewhere. And again, if it come from God, it has to come from the point where you believe in yourself to the point where I am believing myself so strongly, where it's like I'm not going to bend the rules. I'm not going to. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to do all this stuff again. Another way of saying you're going to have to be disciplined and have follow rules, but the nuance is believing yourself so strongly that you are, I don't want to say it like this, but I do mean like this. If you take a bad trade, and or if you take a, what's what I'm looking for, if you have a greedy day, I don't know, you revenge trade. It's not, obviously if you revenge trade, you going everything's gonna, you know, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna, your life, everything's gonna be fine. So you don't want to like go over on the deep end on about it. But I will say it actually, in some way, if it's so detrimental to you for you to not, you know, if you really do truly believe in yourself, then you pretty much like lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Like you're really just lying to yourself about being a trader, being who you want to be, being what you want to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like you literally are cutting yourself to the point where it's like you're not going to become profitable, and you got to ask yourself, do you really want to become profitable? Do you really want to do that? That's what I mean. Like coming back to like you have to believe in yourself more. Like you got to believe in yourself and also make this bigger than yourself, because it's like you just got to put yourself out of the way, because if you do, you're allowing yourself to just focus on, I'm believing in myself, I'm taking emotions out of it, and I am and always will be disciplined. After those three things, I'm letting the cards be the cards. Whether I win, whether I lose, obviously I'm following my training plan and stuff like that. I am conditioned to have rules and conditioned to have losses. But those are already accounted for because I already have a risk gate. I already have a daily loss limit. You know what I'm saying? All these things already set in place. So when I'm trading, I just need to focus on taking a good trade. That's it. And believe in myself, holding trades that if it has not invalidated a trade, then I gotta hold it. Right? You know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of the idea of believing in yourself, believing in that that confidence in yourself. But all those three things, I think those are top three things I can think of top of my head that would help you. Obviously, I'll probably talk more video and more in depth about it. But I think those three things, the mindset would help getting into the profitability and stuff like that. But it is, I think I see so many comments and people talking about, hey, what strategy you're taking, what strategy this and what strategy that, even though that is very important. I will say that it's very important. It's not important for the reason I think people think it's important. The strategy is not important because one strategy works for another. The only reason I feel like, man, I could be tripping, but the only reason I feel like a strategy is really important, it boosts all the other three things that we just talked about to put that in alignment. So basically, you take the all the other things I just talked about, and if I had to like put it into a chart formation or a pattern, that would be your strategy. Because all you're doing is like a package, like that isn't a pack. So it's like you pretty much, those are three mental points, and obviously the three mental points, you can't trade those three mental points, right? You can't really trade emotions, and you can't really trade believing in yourself, right? So what does that look like into the charts? That looks like your strategy. Wherever your strategy is the beautiful thing about trading is like you can make that strategy anything it is, but the idea is to formulate those three things, those pillars, and formulate a strategy that concretes those things. So then you are following those rules because that is what your strategy look like. Because I think it goes back to what people say, you know, where you are on the charts is you behind the computer. Like it kind of, in a way, you need to have a strategy, but the most important part of the strategy is it already inhibits, it's designed to already have these other three things that's going to help you trade. So I hope that makes sense. Rewatch it. I promise you it makes sense. But if you're very new, fresh beginner, it might not make sense for you at first. But especially if you in that like the break even stage, like that, I think it's going to hit home. Because it hit home for me as I'm like talking about and detailing it, and notepad and writing stuff down. But yeah, like I said, I just hope they help and give you some encouragement, like and some idea of looking what you need to be looking for. But it's not deep, but it's super deep. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where we get to the point where it's getting to. So, but I won't make this video too long. I'll probably drop some more videos like this in the future. But I will see y'all in the next one.